going on, everybody? Time now to give you our state semifinal football preview. I don't even know what week you call this. This week 13?
13, lucky 13.
Lucky 13,
we had
yeah.
Friday the 13th last week. Now we got lucky 13th week.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot to talk about in high school football. Obviously, this is a huge weekend, and so much is going to be decided here as far as who's going to be playing at Ford Field and really who are the best teams in the state.
And the weather, again, is going to play a part.
The weather is going to play a role.
Last year was brutally cold.
Yes, I don't think it'll be quite that cold, but
the moisture.
Yeah, the moisture is what we're worried about. All right, well, let's talk about, we'll go evens and then we'll go odds, so we can kind of jump all over the place in terms of what we feel teams are going to be doing this Saturday afternoon. So first off, let's talk about in Division II. You've got Walled Lake Western and Lowell, Part 2, Saturday, 1 o'clock.
The biggie. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than this in the semifinals. I caught this game 42-40 at Lowell, a very warm Thursday evening in Lowell, beautiful Lowell. Great stadium, by the way.
Yeah.
A wonderful place to play a football game.
Yeah. This one at Alma College.
Yeah, on the turf. I don't know. I expect, assuming the weather doesn't play too much of a part, but it probably will snow up there. I still think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Both offenses are clicking. Lowell's a little different team this year. They're normally a running team. They really mixed in the pass with Stevens at quarterback. And, of course, Walled Lake Western has been just a juggernaut scoring points this year. So I'm looking at Walled Lake Western 28-24.
I'm taking Walled Lake Western, too. I think weather will play a role, and I think that will limit what Lowell can do offensively. I think Walled Lake Western can do anything they want on the ground, and that's where they win games.
What they have an advantage is Western watching that first game was their team speed. And Lowell's got good athletes, but not the fast, really quick athletes that Western has.
So Walled Lake Western then back in the state finals?
It's been a long time.
Right, it's been a real long time.
Yeah, heck. Zadebski had more hair on his head back then.
Let's talk about.
A lot of us had a lot more hair.
Let's talk. Speak for yourself. Let's talk about the other semifinal in Division II. Another interesting one. We've got King, who we all expected to be there, undefeated, #1 team in the state, taking on Livonia Franklin. The Patriots march in for the first time since 1975, 9-3 on the year.
I don't expect Franklin really to have the success offensively they've had, because King's defense, we talked about this over and over again, has been the consistent thing about their team this year, and that's why they're 12-0. The offense has been kind of up and down, plays well one week, well, not so well the other. So I don't think Franklin's going to find room to run, and Denzel Adams is going to have to make some really big plays at quarterback. But his athleticism at quarterback, I don't think it's anything that King hasn't seen. So I don't know. King by 16, something like that.
Yeah, I think defensively King, especially if weather is a concern, just their athletes, they're going to just smother, I think, what Franklin wants to do. Although Franklin is on a run that's really special, and sometimes crazy things happen. We all know that. So we're expecting a Division II state final, which should be a great one, of Walled Lake Western and Detroit King. We'll see if that's the way it plays out. In Division IV, let's move there now. I think also what will end up being a really good state final, but we shall see. We've got first Zeeland West. They're a combined school, right? Zeeland East, Zeeland West, so Zeeland West. I think that works. Zeeland West, undefeated, taking on Forest Hills Eastern, 11-1 on the year.
Might be a surprise here if the weather was good, because Eastern likes to throw the ball. Very good passing team. The weather's going to limit their passing attack. And because of the weather, I am kind of switching modes here. I don't think it's going to be as close as I thought it was going to be. I think Zeeland West gets them by 18.
You think the scare Zeeland West had last week plays a role into this one? That, hey guys, we cannot let down our guard.
Possibly, because what that scare took place was a team that they had already played.
Wow.
So and so the kids are thinking, 42-6, we beat them first time. So that plays a part. So now that they haven't played Eastern, this is a whole new ball of wax. I think West won't have any problems because of the weather.
Detroit Country Day once again into the state semifinals. I'd really like, and I don't know this, the number of how many semifinals this program has been in over the years, because it's been a lot. 11-1 on the season at Flint Powers Catholic.
Powers kind of been under the radar.
They're 10-2.
I'm going to go with an upset here. It's probably not the popular opinion. I'm sure most people are picking Country Day, but I like what Powers did last week against Richmond, and really what they've done the last half of the season. So I'm going to go in with the upset a little bit here and going with Powers.
I'll take the Yellow Jackets. I think this is a team that has played a good schedule and I think that they're going to take care of business. So we know that Zeeland West, we expect Zeeland West should be there, and we'll see if it's Flint Powers and Detroit Country Day. We'll talk about that next week. Let's move over to Division 6, and we've got to talk about familiar faces. Ithaca back in the semifinals, looking for another march to Ford Field, undefeated once again on the year, against another undefeated team, Traverse City St. Francis.
You know, St. Francis normally competes at Division 7. They are in 6 this year, so it's kind of a little bit out of their realm, and I'm not sure they're ready for Ithaca. I don't think they play a team like Ithaca all year long. Ithaca's just a wide open, let's spread them out and let's use our athletes type of team. So
Jake Smith, right? That's the
Travis's younger brother, and so Jake is trying to duplicate what his brother did, winning a state title there. But I got to go with Ithaca in the Yellow Jackets.
Me too. Just throwing it out there. So they lost that game in the state's finals. Have they won every game since then?
Yes.
Okay.
They have a new winning streak.
Okay. So, and that's crazy. Okay, so we've also got Clinton, undefeated. And we've got, this is all undefeated here in 6. Grand Rapids, Northpoint Christian.
Northpoint Christian, it's really kind of been a surprise. Their program's only been like 8 years old or something like that. So, and they beat a good Montague team in the second round.
Team you picked to win the state championship.
And I also said it was really difficult to pick Division 6. And if you looked at the playoffs before Clinton won their district, I don't think you would have taken Clinton because you had Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central in there and Madison Heights Madison, and they came out of that. So I think both teams are somewhat of a surprise being here. I'm going to go with Clinton. I think they got a team that's more geared towards winning in the bad weather that we'll get on Saturday.
Okay. Northpoint Christian. All right, so we'll see how that one works out. And again, I'm not familiar with either team, so not that much. Seen some highlights, but haven't really seen them play. We'll really take a good deep dive. Remember, all these games we're talking about, we're going to show every single game. That's right. I know we're nuts. We're crazy. We're also going to have every volleyball state championship, every swimming state championship. We're going to have the water polo state championship.
We'll have the 8-player highlights.
We're going to get to that. We got everything this week, a full hour of state champs. Make sure you tune in, or I'll come visit you at your home. Division 8, Muskegon Catholic Central, my pick in the beginning to win the state championship. 9-2 on the year at 11-1 Stadings.
I'm
sure it's not that
Muskegon Catholic were easy in this one.
Yeah.
I don't see anything to stop them here.
Yeah, I agree. Ottawa Lake Whiteford at Waterford, Our Lady of the Lakes. And boy, the buzz down here in Southeast Michigan, a lot of buzz about this Lakes team and what they've done this
twins
season.
are doing quite well. But
Undefeated.
This is a passing team. Although I did get a chance to see them last week, they do like to run the ball now and then, and they're going to have to.
They're going to have to.
They're going to have to run it this week, and I'm not sure they can handle Whiteford. Gosh, I'm tempted to pick the upset, but I'm going with Lakes by a smidgen.
And I think it would set up because conditions will not matter inside Ford Field.
Right.
Our Lady of the Lakes and Muskegon Catholic Central.
That would be a great game.
That would be a great game. And again, that's what we want to see is great games. Of course, if that's your community in Ottawa Lake, we want to see them do well as well. So let's go to, let's quickly, just since you mentioned it, the 8-player state championship. Powers North Central, who we had highlights on our show last week, 70 points they put up in their win against Battle Creek St. Philip, which usually we talk about them in volleyball. Which we will be this weekend.
That's right. The fans are taking time out, going from one place
right,
to
well,
the
one's
next.
Friday night, and then they could go watch the volleyball on Saturday, so it's all good.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go with the big high-scoring team in Powers North Central. The UP does get a winner this year.
Okay, well, there you go, and I'll agree. I think Powers North Central should be there, but we'll see what happens.